In this video, we'll be having a look at Feren OS, the rising star of the Linux world. The all-new Feren OS Carbon is an absolute show-stealer with its remixed plasma desktop, ridiculously good performance, and a host of features that make Feren OS one of the best Linux distros today. In a world where we have hundreds of exceptional distros, Feren OS quickly sets itself a notch above the competition. With many of its in-house developed features such as the transfer tool, desktop layouts, Feren OS does a lot of things differently, a lot of things in a better way. And the latest Carbon update is a game changer, bringing a new base and a refreshed new look. So let's jump right in and have a look at what's new in Feren OS 2020.11. The user interface, performance, unique features it offers compared to other distros, its stability, gaming, installation, and why it is one of the best Linux distros of 2021. Starting off with the user interface. Feren OS has a stunningly gorgeous looking interface. It's KDE Plasma, but a lot of things have been modified. Feren has a slightly altered desktop layout, a different menu, and an improved color scheme, altogether resulting in a refreshed look. I absolutely love the work done here. Right out of the box, Feren OS is pure eye candy. It's made to impress. The desktop is simple yet colorful. The desktop layout feels new, but it is intuitive and familiar to everybody. Even Windows and Mac users can feel comfortable here. Feren OS has tweaked the color scheme, the icons, the window effects and animations, making the whole desktop feel more alive than vanilla Plasma. The custom theme and fonts give a unique and polished flair to Feren OS. But that's not all. Feren OS has a homegrown application called Desktop Layout, which provides you 6 different pre-configured looks that are just as refined. These are not starting templates but fully furnished layouts that even come with pre-configured docs. You can choose anything from the Mac look to the good old Ubuntu layout. This feature makes Feren OS appealing to more and more people. Whatever your UI preferences might be, Feren OS has you covered. Feren OS is built to impress and it is definitely one of the best looking Linux distros today. And I personally like that it's not overly shiny, just the right amount of elegance. Performance is another area where Feren OS comes out with flying colors. Feren uses KDE Plasma desktop, which is impressively efficient with resource usage. For a system looking this good, it uses just north of 500 MB at idle. Feren OS has a very fluid performance. You can feel the snappy responsiveness when you're using this system. Even on older hardware, you'll get good mileage, but run this on anything even moderately powerful and you're flying. Feren OS handles day-to-day things like browsing, watching videos and stuff nicely. App switching is butter smooth. Large computational tasks like gaming, compiling, etc. to run very well. Overall, Feren OS is a performance powerhouse and it delivers above expectations. Feren OS 2020.11 Carbon is based on Ubuntu 20.04 LTS. So that makes Feren very stable and dependable for any type of computing. You can use this system for normal home use, your studies, for coding and development, in your businesses and pretty much anywhere else you'd want to. Now this is not something that we can say about many Linux distros. Feren OS previously derived heavily from Linux Mint. Feren in fact featured Cinnamon desktop environment before switching to Plasma. More on that in a bit. So Linux Mint. Feren OS incorporates many elite Mint features such as much more secure, easy and conservative update procedure using MintUpdate. This feature provides an additional layer of system stability over what Ubuntu already has. MintUpdate pretty much voids the chance of your system breaking, Wi-Fi not working, drivers messing up etc. after an update, by letting you easily control the whole process. Your browser is a very personal thing. You need what you need. Feren OS has a nifty little tool here which helps you manage your browsers. You can install and remove all the top browsers right from here. This is another neat little thing that improves usability, especially for Linux newcomers. And talking about usability, Feren OS may easily be the best there is. Firstly, the desktop is usable even to Linux newcomers. Customizing it to any of the other popular layouts is just a click away. Then we have an application called Transfer Tool here, which makes it so convenient to switch from Windows or other distros to Feren OS by backing up all your data on the old OS and allowing you to restore it on your new Feren OS. I really appreciate this feature. Data management can be a real hassle when switching operating systems, and this issue can become a hindrance to people who are looking to switch to Linux from Windows. Feren OS not only reminds you to protect your data, but provides a simple and convenient way to backup and restore your data. I mean, just look at the interface here. There are literally two options saying backup and restore in big bold letters. Can it get any simpler? Feren OS just ticks a lot of boxes. The way software is created, packaged, delivered, and consumed on Linux is making a huge evolutionary leap. The long-standing need for a unified package manager across all the Linux distros has created snaps, flatpaks, and app images. While their advantages are undeniable, not everybody is keen on making this change, as their disadvantages are just as undeniable as their advantages. I'm a long-time Ubuntu user for my work, and their aggressive pushing of snaps has me looking for alternatives, and Feren OS might just have become the .1 contender. Feren doesn't come with snaps enabled by default. You can use snaps and flatpaks if you need to, but they are not pushed at you. Only the amazing .deb packages are provided by default, and guess what? We get Linux Mint Software Manager here. This is a simple, organized, and clean software manager. I absolutely love this. Feren is Ubuntu based, so it derives software packages from Ubuntu repositories, and they contain a large number of packages. Pretty much anything you could need can be installed here very conveniently and safely. Being based on Ubuntu gives Feren OS the best-in-class software availability. Feren OS is based on the latest Ubuntu LTS version. This makes Feren a great choice for gaming on Linux. I've been playing many Windows exclusive games on Feren using Proton, and the experience has been flawless. The performance, the gameplay, the whole thing in general is impressive. Along with that, Steam's library of Linux native games has grown considerably. Many top games have been ported over to Linux. So for casual gamers as well as gaming enthusiasts, gaming on Linux has gotten better than ever, and Feren OS provides a gaming experience that's as better as it gets. As I said earlier, Feren OS used Linux Mint's Cinnamon desktop environment before it switched to KDE Plasma. Now at the moment, one of these old versions is still active. Based on Ubuntu 18.04 LTS, this older version of Feren OS is called Feren OS Classic. This version will be supported till 2023, so we can use Feren OS Classic for another 3 years. Feren OS Classic ships with a themed Cinnamon desktop which looks very elegant. You can check out this version too, but I personally recommend the KDE version. Installing Feren OS is very easy and takes just around 15 minutes. It comes with Calmares installer, which is simplistic and beginner friendly. You just feed the required details such as username and stuff. Then select the partition you want to install Feren OS on, and Calmares does the rest. After installation on the first boot, Feren's new welcome app guides you through the setup. You are prompted to install the required drivers, additional media codecs, choose the desktop layout you want, all from right here. This new desktop tour application does the work of familiarizing you with the system and setting up the system in just 5 minutes. Feren OS scores major points for this installation and setup procedure. Personally, well, I'm impressed. There are many exceptional Linux distros today, and as an eternal distro hopper, I don't get easily impressed. But I am with Feren. It's got the looks, it's dependable and feature rich. This makes Feren very easy to recommend. Feren beautifully incorporates some remarkable features from other Linux distros with its own innovations and improvements. The resulting system is just superb. Windows users who want to switch to Linux will find Feren OS very friendly. Feren is good for both long-term Linux users as well as Linux newcomers. I highly recommend that you check Feren OS out. The download link is given in the description below. Well, if you enjoyed this video, do consider subscribing to my channel. Also, do check me out on Patreon. Next up, check out the top 20 things you must do after installing Ubuntu. Well, that's it for today guys. This is Linux Techs signing out.